I don't know how much light comes off.
They're not very bright, but I mean, it's not needed. I just thought it was a nice feature to make the steps light up.
So, you want about to
Well, I guess pull a piece of flooring up and just look at what. Because there's a few ways you can do it. Or you could almost leave it long and just slide it under there and caulk it.
Yeah, but that doesn't give you any well.
Like weld here.
Do you think that's enough?
And I could cut a couple holes in it just like a weld the center.
Who are you doing involved?
I mean, the thing's not even moving now, so.
Yeah.
And that would eliminate a whole extra plate.
You're just gonna tuck it under a little bit?
Yeah, and actually this,
that's
usually
not
when
bad.
you caulk, you know, something like this will flex, but because it's gonna have whatever underneath it, it'll be
You
fine.
could hammer that
Bring
down.
it in. You're a slob. You're slobbering all
Come
around.
here, come here, Sneaky. Come here, Sneaky.
What?
Come here, Sneaky.
You could also shim it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had the shims on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just don't even cut it then.
Just
That
let
would
it
finish
slide
it
in
off nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, that saves a bunch of steps there.
It's gotta have expansion.
Well, it's got that, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta hit the road, I gotta move along, 'cause the time it's moving on. Well, there's no time that I waste with you. Gonna hit the road, just passing through. Oh, do you need me now?
Probably not.
Okay. do it.
It ain't staying. Okay. Now I gotta send your one away. Good. Good.
You're gonna have to keep repositioning. You might want to put
Tongue goes that way.
Yours is not even.
Okay.
Huh?
It's not relaxed, so it's not. Good.
No, I said you had to move it so that you could put something there.
Okay, well then we'll let that go.
That might do it.
You're hitting this. Yours has got to come back more. Okay, what we got going on here, before I drilled holes in these stairs, there's gonna be lights, little tiny lights in here to light the stairs up. Andrew is doing it just for effect. And the stairs are gonna be welded down on top of the steel part of the shipping container. And that's why I drilled a couple holes here. You can weld you can weld the two ends and a couple of spots here. And then it'll be welded down there to that metal strip so the stairs can't move. So in order to get this flooring to have expansion, it needs to go underneath these stairs, which is fine because there's a lip underneath here where this steel raises up. But we can't have the stairs in and be able to put this flooring in because you can't snap it, you can't bend it into place and snap it in two different places at once. So we have to pull the stairs out each time, put the piece in, and then I'm shimming it slightly so that it comes up underneath here and makes a good joint across here. That way we don't have to do anything to finish this off other than what's there. So This room, I'm going to build some built-ins and a bench and different things like that. So you come in, you can take your boots off, blah, blah, blah. Not sure exactly what this whole layout's going to be yet. But this is going to be like his entryway where he can have stuff that he needs around the outside, take his boots off, yada, yada, yada. So it's a bit of a hassle here, but this is how we have to do it. So the other end, you can see the door has light under it. There's going to be a saddle there, which will cover the end of the flooring down there. And there'll be baseboard along these walls and where there isn't some sort of cabinet or something built in. So it'll all be covered there. You have to give expansion to the, well, any flooring, or you'll end up with a floor that buckles if it gets wet. So people coming in with wet boots and blah, 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 you gotta make sure you got expansion. This gives it expansion underneath here, which is good. So this should work out, just a bit of a pain in the neck to put down. You can see this lip I'm talking about right here. This is going to be welded onto here, but it's going to hang back into here. So it actually works out pretty decent. We just got to move the stairs with every piece. Good. two in here. See if I dip in.
You know, why don't you just take another, wait, before you do that, this I'm pretty sure. This one was another one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go.
You wanna chisel that off a little?
You're not. Good. Good. You can use that for the
have to go over to your leg a little more.
Gotta let it- Good.
Sure you don't wanna like sand that off a little with belt sanders?
So there we have it. That's about where the stairs are going to be. We're not going to weld them in yet because we got to get the lights underneath that I showed you before. Those holes. but it looks pretty good. I think Andrew will be happy with that. I can close up that wall over there and we'll be ready for the next step. Mrs. W is going to throw a coat of paint underneath there before we put the stairs in. Okay, to finish off the floor under the door, I made this threshold out of oak, kind of stain it to match the door. I didn't show it because you can only film just so much, but this door is the original door that Andrew made years ago. And what happened is he made it out of just single panels of wood, and over the years things shrunk up, the whole door shrunk up, so it wouldn't seal tight to the weather stripping, which this I'm going to actually change this. You can see there's a bad spot right here. It's a little short at the top. This door is a little taller than a normal door, so I imagine the weather stripping just wasn't quite long enough, but it was leaking air everywhere. So what I did is I took some angle iron and I put it around the outside of it, both sides of the door. And by doing that, I was able to make the door a little bit wider so that it better fit. And then on the inside, which Mrs. W is now
Spar varnishing.
spar varnishing, this is a panel that I took some oak that Andrew had and I planed it down, took it home, planed it down to a 1/4 inch thick. Then I took some of that insulation, which is a 1/4 inch thick, and I put it against the door, and then I put these planks on. And then we stained it, and now Mrs. W is putting spar varnish on it to finish it up. So we tried to keep the door looking as much as it used to as we could and still make it somewhat waterproof. And I think the metal actually kind of gives it a little bit of an accent around the outside. And then with the panels, by going down to 1/4 inch, it still allows me to have a reveal here and here and the bottom. So the goal was to not make it look any different than it was, but make it airproof as much as possible. And I believe it will be once I change this weather stripping. And we'll also put a sweep on the bottom to go against that threshold. And I had to do a little welding here and make things so that the door latched tightly. The way it was, it closed, it was loose, you could wiggle it back and forth, and that's of course not airtight. So now with this, you know, I made a bead and kind of ground it down and just made it so that it closes tighter. So hopefully I'm going to rock this with the wall so that can get taped in and finish up around the top. And this room will be ready for the built-ins, which I don't know what they are yet, which will also be made from oak that Andrew has laying around. Yeah, and that'll finish up this area. This is his entrance into the, I guess this would be the 3rd floor. Mrs. W skim coated and painted this. You saw this in one of the previous videos, I think the last video. We'll put baseboard around the bottom wherever there's not any kind of cabinet or built-in, and this will be done. That thing smacks me.
You're good enough. So those really weren't holding it, but they held it good enough that I could hold it with it.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have to do that. Get a couple of these in, they'll kind of help hold it.
I hate it when it doesn't quite go.
When you're doing it.
Where's it holding? Oh, there's a screw in it, that's why.
Yeah, the other one had that same thing.
Mrs. W got the stairs painted, and we got the little lights in. I know it probably doesn't show up much now, but it will when it's dark out. I'm going to end this video here. Thanks for watching.